Like always, this video is apolitical. We condemn violence in every form from every side.
Because what you're about to hear isn't about East versus West, left versus right, or any political tribe. It's about a man who refused to stay silent in a system built on silence.
Alexei Navalny, lawyer, activist, dissident, Russia's loudest anti-corruption voice in a place where speaking truth can cost everything.
He exposed power, challenged propaganda, survived poisoning, and chose to return home, knowing prison awaited him.
And in the end, his voice was cut off, but never erased.
His courage, his investigations, defiance, and much more still echoes far beyond the walls that tried to bury him.
This is Martyrs of Speech.
Before he became a global symbol of defiance, Alexei Navalny was a lawyer from the Moscow suburbs, a guy who decided to point a camera at the corruption nobody dared to name.
He founded the Anti-Corruption Foundation, the FBK, and started dropping investigations on oligarchs, ministers, billion-dollar estates, yachts, and palaces. And he did with humor, confidence, and proof.
By the mid-2010s, he was Russia's biggest opposition figure. Not because he had a party machine, but because he had reach. YouTube films with tens of millions of views, crowds in the streets, a message that hit everyone from students to pensioners.
In a system built on silence, Navalny made noise, and that noise turned him into a threat, not just politically, but existentially, for the Russian state.
Navalny's rise wasn't classic Russian opposition politics. He skipped the old party structures and went straight to the digital world, exposing corruption with receipts, drone footage, leaked documents, and names.
He targeted elites nobody criticized openly: ministers, oligarchs, security chiefs, even the president's inner circle. Every video pulled back the curtain. Every upload made the silence harder to maintain.
And it worked. The FBK became a movement, not a party, a decentralized network of volunteers, lawyers, activists, and students.
To the Kremlin, that wasn't activism, it was destabilization. Illiberal regimes fear corruption exposure more than ideology because it hits their legitimacy. And Navalny hit it repeatedly.
August 20th, 2020. A flight from Tomsk to Moscow. Navalny collapses midair. His screams echoed through the cabin as the crew rushed to help.
Doctors later found traces of Novichok, a military-grade nerve agent. Independent investigations tied the poisoning to an FSB unit that has been tailing Navalny for years.
This wasn't random violence. It was a message. Your voice is too loud.
But he survived, evacuated to Germany, woke up in a Berlin hospital, and the first thing he did was to call the agents who tried to kill him, and one actually confessed on the phone.
Navalny didn't just survive the attack, he made it content.
January 2021, Navalny boards a flight back to Moscow, knowing exactly what's waiting for him.
And the second he lands, he's arrested. Not for poisoning, not for his investigations, but for a suspended sentence from years earlier, suddenly reactivated.
Crowds gathered outside the prison, protests erupted across Russia, the state responded with mass detentions, beatings, and a legal assault on Navalny's entire movement.
The FBK was labeled extremist. Officers braided, activists hunted, even donating money became a crime.
This was systematic silencing, through courts, police, propaganda. When a voice can be discredited, authoritarian systems criminalize it.
From 2021 to 2023, Navalny was kept in increasingly harsh conditions. Solitary confinement, sleep deprivation, medical neglect. Every court session added more years. Every transfer made him harder to find.
In August 2023, he received an additional 19-year sentence. He was shipped to a special regime Arctic colony, Polar Wolf. Days pass without anyone hearing from him.
And by winter 2023, his team said he had disappeared. No calls, no lawyer visits, no location. Then he resurfaced in the Arctic, thinner, weaker, but still cracking jokes in court.
He said once, "I'm not afraid. I'm only one man. There are hundreds, but they cannot silence everyone."
February 16th, 2024. Russian authorities announced Navalny died during a walk. Of course, a walk. In the penal yard. Just like that, a life ended in one of the most remote prisons on Earth.
His allies immediately pointed to the poisoning. His widow later revealed that samples smuggled out and tested abroad showed toxic agents. Medical records were inconsistent, CCTV disappeared, a pattern emerged, the same pattern seen in other Kremlin critics.
Western governments condemned the death, sanctions followed, but inside Russia, silence. A state doesn't admit to killing a dissident. It simply buries the voice.
Navalny's funeral drew crowds anyway. Thousands whispered his name, even as police filmed every face.
Navalny didn't die on the day he collapsed in the Arctic, oh no. The silencing began long before, with smear campaigns, arrests, extreme labels, legal harassment, and a system built to choke dissent.
His death wasn't just an act of repression, it was the endpoint of a philosophy. When words threaten power, eliminate the speaker.
Navalny embodied the opposite. He believed speech creates power, even against a nuclear-armed state, with a security apparatus built to crush opposition.
His story is a case study in authoritarian fear. A system that cannot tolerate transparency will always target those who expose it. From an IR lens, this is about human security. Free speech isn't just a value, it's a form of social protection. When dissent dies, accountability dies too. And when accountability dies, conflict isn't far behind.
Navalny's legacy is that he refused to stop speaking, even when he knew the consequences, and that defiance still echoes, even when his voice is gone.
That was episode 3 of Martyrs of Speech, the life, persecution and death of Alexei Navalny.
A man who proved that sometimes the most dangerous weapon in the world is a voice that won't shut up.
Next episode, another figure, another story where words became threats and carried a prize.
What's your take? Was Navalny a hero, a dissident, a symbol, or all of these? Drop your thoughts below, we're reading every single one of them.
Subscribe, follow, stay connected, YouTube, Spotify, X, wherever you listen or watch. Stay informed, stay engaged.
Peace till next time.